Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. The Georgia Department of Education released its 2020 high school graduation rates for some middle Georgia counties. 41 NBC's Trissa Wooten has more.
Central, Howard, and Northeast high schools graduating more than 80% of its students in 2020. Principal Emmanuel Frazier at Central High says he couldn't be happier. According to Frazier, Central High's graduation rate has improved over the last 7 years.
The biggest portion of this goes to our students who took the initiative to do better, our teachers and our parents who all work with those students.
Bibb County Superintendent Dr. Curtis Jones says there has been a significant rate improvement from 2014. He says only 58% of students graduated with their class. According to the Georgia DOE, Houston County's graduation rate is almost 90%, nearly 6% higher than the state.
And really it's about individualizing what you do in a large high school to make sure that students don't fall through the cracks and that they get the help that they need to be successful.
According to the data, the Bibb County schools with the lowest graduation rate is Westside High with 76% and Southwest High with 70%. Both schools' graduation rates have declined since 2017. The same data shows Warner Robins High School has the lowest graduation rate in Houston County, coming in at 87%. Scott says it takes a community to help students graduate.
Engaging the entire family and making sure that the families realize the importance of education. And as I mentioned, we start that very early on at elementary school.
Well, I think every school is different and every county is different. You have to look at a lot of the factors that go into what makes that rate what it is. We know our rate is not at the level of Houston or maybe Monroe, but if you look at our growth over the last 45 years, we are outpacing the region and the state in terms of growth.
Houston County Superintendent Mark Scott says to improve rates, staff and families need to make sure students don't get disconnected from school.
Well, reading fluency and really reading on grade level early on is important. We feel like that establishes a great foundation.
Principal Frazier says Central High will continue to support and focus on its incoming students.
So what we think is we give them a youth science survey as ninth graders to kind of see what their career strengths and interests are, and then we try to tailor their high school careers around that.
Frazier says he's striving for a 100% graduation rate for Central High. Scott says he wants the same for Houston County. In Macon, Trissa Wooten, 41 NBC News.
The Georgia Department of Education says calculations are based on the number of students who graduate within 4 years of high school. Well, here's a look at the graduation numbers statewide. The State Department of Education said 83.8% of seniors graduated on time in the spring. That's the highest level ever recorded in the state. Statewide, 93% of Asian and Pacific Islander students graduated on time. 87% of white students graduated on time. 86% of multiracial students. 81% of black students and 78% of Hispanic students.